about 10 years if you cried through 9. That's not love, that's endurance. That's waking up tired next to the same person. That's forcing a smile when you're breaking inside. That's calling it loyalty when it's really fear of starting over. And deep down, you know it. You remember the beginning. It felt right. It felt easy. You weren't crying back then. You weren't confused. You weren't questioning yourself. But somewhere along the way, it changed. The energy shifted. The effort faded. The respect got inconsistent. And instead of facing it, you adjusted to it. You started explaining things you shouldn't have to explain. You started lowering standards you once had. You started accepting behavior that would have been a deal breaker before. Not because it was right, but because you had time invested. And now leaving felt like losing. So you stayed. You stayed through the silence. You stayed through the disrespect. You stayed when it stopped feeling safe. You stayed when it started draining you. You stayed and called it commitment. But commitment isn't supposed to destroy you. You kept telling yourself it would get better. You kept hoping they would change. You kept trying to fix something that was never yours to fix. And year after year, you lost pieces of yourself trying to hold it together. Now you don't even recognize who you are. You're tired, but still there. Hurt, but still there. Empty, but still there. Because leaving after all that time feels like failure. But staying in something that's breaking you is a slower kind of loss. And the truth is, it wasn't love keeping you there. It was attachment. It was familiarity. It was the fear of being alone. It was the fear of starting over. So you kept choosing what hurts because at least it was predictable. But just because something lasted doesn't mean it was healthy. Time doesn't equal truth. Years don't equal peace. And staying doesn't always mean you were strong. Sometimes it means you ignored what God was showing you. Because there were signs. There were moments you felt it. Moments you knew something wasn't right. Moments you should have walked away, but didn't. And God didn't stop you. He let you stay. He let you feel it. He let it keep hurting until you saw it clearly. Because some lessons don't come through words. They come through weight, through exhaustion, through finally getting tired of what you kept choosing. And maybe that's where you are right now, tired. Not confused anymore, just tired. Tired of pretending, tired of explaining, tired of holding on to something that's been letting you go. And that's the moment everything changes. Not when they change, when you do. When you stop calling pain love. When you stop calling time a reason to stay. When you finally choose peace over history. Because you didn't lose 10 years. You learned what it costs to stay somewhere God never told you to remain. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. God is not a God of disorder, but of peace. Examine yourself.